Hi, my name's David, and I've got a passion for anything in the Georgian or Hanoverian period. Today we're going to look at tokens. Now, at the end of the 18th century, from about 1785 up to about 1815, there was a particular lack of small change copper coins. Now, this was due to the fact that the Royal Mint was getting old. It wasn't able to produce as many coins as it used to. And also because the Industrial Revolution meant that you had more transactions in coins. Before, most things were, you worked on the land of the Lord, you were given a piece of land, so there was no commercial or there's no monetary transaction between you, and you lived off the land, as it were. So you only went down to the market now and again to get a few eggs or whatever you needed. But there would be not many financial transactions. While when you started to work at a factory, they had to pay you. They had to pay you in cash. They couldn't give you you weren't given a plot of land or anything to work on. So everything was in cash. So you would be paid in cash, and then you would go to the shops and pay over cash to the shop owner, and then they would have to go to the market to buy from the wholesaler. So it became a cash society, and this wasn't really anticipated by the government. The government was always behind in these sort of things. And so what happened was there was a shortage of cash. There was also at this time a discovery of a lot of copper in North Wales, and at the end you got manufacturers and towns and traders were giving out these tokens to compensate for the lack of cash. Now, these were produced in great numbers, and also it came to a time when people had a bit of money and people were actually collecting these. This was one of the early sort of collections of items, because people had a bit more extra money, they were able to survive, they had a bit more, and they could then put money into things like collecting. And so you got middle class people collecting these coins. But it was mainly due to the fact that people needed small change, there was none about, and so manufacturers, towns and other organisations were able to produce these items. Now, people accepted them because they were of value, because the copper amount actually was how much it cost. So a halfpenny was full of a halfpenny's worth of copper. So also you had, often on these things they said these are exchangeable at, and then they would give you the name of the company or the place where you'd have to go, and then when you got a few of these you could go to that place and say, I want my money in a pound note or whatever it is from the Bank of or coins from the Bank of England. So let's have a look at a few of these. Right, let's have a look at the first one. It says £1 note for 240 tokens. So this is a 1 penny token. So it's the same as a penny, because there was 12 pennies to the shilling and 20 shillings to the pound. So there's 240 pennies to the pound in normal currency. And so if you've got 240 of these, you could go and get a pound note for it. So look at the other side. And this one says Flint Leadworks 1813, and you've got a little picture of the works there. Sometimes on the side you had, this one hasn't got it, it's just got milling. Sometimes on the side you had where you could take it to. This one, West Bromwich and Co. And Cosley, penny token 1812. These are sometimes called Cordon tokens. That's because of the name of the person who originally classified these and put them into a book was Mr. Cordon. So they're sometimes called that, or they're called 18th century or 19th century tokens. Payable by James Cooksley in cash notes. This one, it's got Christopher Jennett, 1813, Stockton. And there's a little picture of the Tees and the bridge over the Tees. So these are quite, and it's got a picture of Britannia, 1 penny token. So they had to have a penny, they had to call them tokens because you could not produce, otherwise it would be forgery, and you could be done for, have your hands cut off or something like that if you produced forgeries of proper copper coins. So they always had to have call them tokens, even though this looks like a 1 penny cartwheel in the old days. This one, it's got Birmingham and Swansea, half penny. And this has got Rose Copper Company, token 1811. This one's an interesting one. This one says Sheffield penny token. And this one has got Overseers of the Poor, 1813. And there's the House of the Poor. It's probably a workhouse. But even they were producing these coins. This one here. Chelsea House in the World. That's that. Just a moment. A bit of a shot of that. Oh. Cheapest hat wear house in the world. So this is to do with that. And that's probably the shop of the hats, the cheapest hats in the world. And on the other side we've got a bit of focus on it. There we go. Oh, look at that, you've got some Charing Cross, London, Salters, 47 Salters, Charing Cross, London. And there they are. Sort of a little work of art, really. That. This one is quite. Halfpenny, 1793, Ichling. So it's got the feathers of the Prince of Wales. Sometimes these had very patriotic things, saying power to the plough and sail or something like that. So this one says, industry is the partner of success, or parent of success. And this says, prosperity to the town of Aylsham. So they often have these, this one's actually from a town rather than a manufacturer. And they often have these very patriotic or things about working hard and you'll prosper. This one has got rolling mills at Walthamstow, 1 penny, 1812. This one's got smelting works at Landor, British Copper Company. This one, zoom in. 1 penny token, Nottingham, 1813. So again, this is one from a town, Nottingham, in the Midlands. And on the other side, it's got the Nottingham coat of arms, payable by J.M. Fellows, £1 note for, and I think you'd probably have to pay 240. So again, you'd get a pound note if you had 240 of these. This one, it's got Dunham and Salop gold myths. Salop is part of Shropshire, or named for Shropshire. So. Then it's got Norwich halfpenny, 1796. So this one's from Norwich. So Salop must be, isn't it, the name of it? This one again, it's got a coat of arms, King, Commons and Lords. God preserve the plough and sail. So again, there you got the ship and somebody doing some ploughing. So again, it's a very patriotic sort of emblem. And you could also have your own head on it. Pretend you're the king. So Daniel Eggleston, Lancaster. Another picture of a ship. The Lancashire halfpenny, 1794. This one. Payable at Fowler's, London. Whale fisheries, 1794, and you got a boat there, little boat attacking a whale. I think they must be whaling. Looks like there's water spurting out. The day of the big whaling companies. And then it's got halfpenny with all to do with the nautical. There is his trident. There's a Poseidon. His trident. Then we've got this one here. 1781, Montrose Lunatic Hospital, erected by subscription. 1781, and there's a picture of the lunatic asylum. And then it's got Montrose halfpenny, 1799. So I hope that gives you a view of some of the types of small change issued to get past the idea that the government was not producing enough of these small coins. Also, during this period there was the Napoleonic Wars, and so the government was much more fixated on winning the war rather than just looking after the finances. And so there you got the free trade coming in and issuing their own currency, and also people like certain towns and counties and stuff like that. Hope you enjoyed these. I think they're quite interesting because they're quite novel. Lots of different styles. I'll issue some more if you like, and have another look. Sometimes on the edges they sometimes have payable at on the edge, so you knew where you had to go to cash them in. But they would have been sort of easy to exchange in the local area. I hope you found this interesting. Please comment and subscribe, and I'll see you soon with some more of these. Also, I've got some other items I'd like to show. Okay, see you. Bye.